Hey there, Moo-Moos. Today's video is a live coaching session I did with one of my students on stream. This is Volance, and he's currently a Master Support player, and in this session we focus specifically on his Juno. When we first started working together, he was actually in gold. I've worked with him a ton one-on-one, and even coached a couple of his teams, so I'm already pretty familiar with his playstyle. Unfortunately, replays were a bit buggy at the time, so I couldn't dive into them as much as I wanted to, but we still got plenty of good takeaways. If you enjoy this video and want more educational content like this, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch where I stream most days. Hope you learned something you can bring into your ranked games. Enjoy. Right. Sure. Is his backseat coaching a real live game? He is queuing live, yes. The way it usually works is if I see anything egregious, I will point it out and try to have him adjusted immediately. And then afterwards, we will go into the replay and talk about some finer, more specific things. Assuming the replay works, so I might have to yap live more than I usually would. This is a student that I've had for a long time too, so I probably won't need to yap live as much as I usually do, just because we've done a lot of sessions together. I've like coached his teams a lot, so we shall see. Of course, chat can give feedback. Of course. Yeah, that's better with your missiles. Make sure you don't fly like super far forward. That way you can get like the wider field of view. Right. Wait, can you guys not hear? Can you not hear the game? You should be able to hear the game. Oh, I guess it's pretty quiet. That should be better. Okay, solid, but when you're chilling in that like god spot where you can kind of just sit up on that height and like watch over the entire fight, you don't really need to be like using your abilities, right? Like you were using your shift and like gliding above them. Like you can just sit up there and just like free cast, right? There's no reason to be using that skill.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
It should also let you get that wider cone. Yeah, like that. A little, it's a little scarier with the Ana now, but it's still the kind of thing you can look for. Pick your perk, boy. Yeah, good job. That Juno ult was definitely early too. We'll talk about it a little bit in the replay afterwards, but it wasn't that bad.
I thought it was stupid, but I was feeling kind of brave because they've been kind of sucking, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't hate that. The only thing I really didn't like about that engage was that it just didn't open with your speed ring, right? Like, I think you can try to be a little bit more, I guess, aware of your Winston and just use your game sense to like intuit when he wants to jump, right?
Right.
Makes his engages a lot stronger.
That makes sense.
Also, Volance is actually colorblind, so that's why his game's the colors it is. you've been selected for extermination.
I saw it. I saw it happening so long before it happened.
Only other thing I'm gonna add is just try to be a little more cognizant of just where the Ana's playing, right? Like now that they have a hit scan that's kind of shooting at you when you're on those really wide angles, just be a little bit more careful about like where she is and like what corners you can maybe play a little bit tighter to. That way you don't just like get 3-tapped.
Right. Yeah. Besides the Cassidy, that one time she's the only thing that's been shooting at me.
Yep. Yeah, already much better awareness right there to like not swing that corner super duper wide. Alright, so now we're going to be up here on this powerful god spot. Should be able to be really selective about when we engage. Oh, okay, well, I don't know where the fuck our surgeon's going, but that speed ring was also pretty random. Nice. Good engage. That was better. Just be a bit mindful of like after you use your missiles, don't like use your missiles and then like immediately try to speed in, right? Like most of the time you want to make sure you're using those abilities in tandem with one another. So like if you like missiled there and then speed wrong, but like you know, just switch that around most of the time, right? Speed boost, bro. That was scary. Okay, so a general thing that I'm noticing you aren't super keen to do is just always be thinking about like just even like minor elevation changes, right? So like imagine like double jumping onto that like wall next to you and then double jumping off of that, right? Like if you can double jump to something higher and then double jump off that helps you get like so much more elevation. That helps you find those bigger missiles, right? So try to always be mindful of places where you can be finding things like that.
Ah, fudge.
Yeah, so like I mean, right idea, just don't do it. Yeah, I know you were trying to do exactly what I was just mentioning, right? Right idea, just maybe don't do it in front of the glowy sojourn.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good cooldown usage. Destruction. Very good. Nice. Way to close it out. Okay, so let's get that replay code. Let's test whether or not floating points gets to live, and talk about a few things.
Okay.
I will say So what I mentioned about double jumping to like different elevations so you can double, get the, land on solid ground so you can double jump again, right? Like that's a really, really big thing. Another big thing I noticed was that you were sometimes not very mindful of just like corners that you can play. I think you got a little bit better towards it, or you were doing well with it when you were like flying in the sky to like find like big missiles, right? Like when we were adjusting from the Ana, like making sure we aren't just flying in the middle of the open. Make sure you're doing that as well when you're just chilling like without your cooldowns, right? Like towards the end of that game, you used all your cooldowns, and then all you could really do was just use shots, but you were like still kind of like swinging just like really wide. So like just try to play a little. Here, hold on, let me just play you real fast.
Yeah, honestly, like I think I'm in like a little bit of a weird state right now where like I've probably been scrimming a little too much, and like I feel like I shift to a playstyle that's much more passive and hidden, like in that versus in here like looking to
Right.
make more plays and stuff myself. And like
Of
by me
course.
like being way too aggro and out in the open, sometimes that's me trying to like undo a little bit of that, just like poorly, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, that totally makes sense. Like, you definitely, especially in the level of scrims you're playing compared to the level of ranked we're in right now, it makes sense why you need to adjust that. So I get it, but still, just something to stay mindful of. Like, especially when it comes to like corners, right? Like, you can see my stream, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so there was the fight like right here. You were like, you kind of shot all your utility and you had no cooldowns, and then you kind of just like stood around like right here basically, and it was like double jumping here. You're like getting stuck on the door frame. Just when you yeah, exactly. When you're waiting for your cooldowns to come back, just be a little bit more cognizant of just like playing your life so that you can get to that next cooldown cycle. Maybe try to jiggle the corner a little bit more, that sort of thing, right? Okay. So first things first, let's make sure we think about which positioning we want to take, right? Like, you timed your abilities well here, but you shot your speed ring over the side, right? Like, is jumping like this space and this positioning as good as jumping like this high ground over here, right? Like, even if the card unlocks and they get like a little bit of card progress, like having like this positioning on the map is just so much more influential because you kind of like get to box them, right? So all I'm saying here is instead of shooting your ring this way, I'd much rather us shoot our ring this way. That when we fly for the missiles, we can fly like over towards like this way and try to shoot them, just with the wider cone that we talked about, right?
Right.
Which you like shot your healing, you shot your speed to the left, and like I'm pretty sure your Winston got hit by the projectile, so he does get the speed here, but like most of us didn't actually get to. I guess our Surge went that way, but I'd still rather it just come this way, that way we can guarantee more people get it. And then all I was saying here was just like it's pretty inconsequential right here, just because we hadn't taken a lot of damage, but like still a good habit to be in. Just like don't be holding W like this, because like both the two people behind you, like they're just like not getting a missile, and like they probably should have been more aggressive here, but when you're trying to go for a play like this, your end goal is probably going to be landing like here anyway, right?
Right.
So I mean, right here, this spot is just so fucking powerful as Juno, especially if they're playing a tank that like can't get onto you readily, right? So I think just recognizing that you have like this omega powerful god spot and just kind of be a little bit more willing to just kind of exist on it is just really, really strong, right? Like you don't really have much reason to be using your shift and to be trying to fly forward, right? Like getting all this space and getting this checkpoint puts you at just like such a massive advantage. So you can honestly just like, it's fine to just chill up here aggressively and try to put as much pressure out as you can, as much healing as you can, but then when you have your missiles, like literally you could do like standing back here, or just like double jump up to here, double jump again. Like there's so many, like it's just such a wide cone that you can have here. It's so easy to get like actual just like 9-man missiles, and getting this objective is just so crucial, right? And then also, when you're playing this position, when you do eventually get this objective and you have your checkpoint, if the next fight's happening in this area, you've got like a really nasty angle to like, you can shoot your speed ring down this way so that your team who's pushing to the choke gets it. Then you just double jump yourself up to here, and now you're like shooting missiles from up here, and it's like the craziest angle again, right? Like this is just, it's just such a strong position on Juno that I think we could have maximized our value with it more if we just, I guess, acknowledged that it was just a strong position and tried to play around it a little bit more.
Right.
Do
you think that speed ring to the monkey across was fine? I thought I had to jump out to get it. Is like that's the one reason.
Which one?
Like, I actually floated out for a bit. Like when I got off that high ground to float over a little bit. Like when he was across in the high ground.
Oh, this one? Yeah, and okay, that's fine, especially with our tanks like out like this. Honestly, if you're gonna shoot a ring like that and your team's engaging from here, I think you just be more keen to push it with them, right? Like if you're gonna go that way, yeah. Like if you want your team to engage like over here, like you can speed in them and go fight with them. This position is just, again, is just really powerful, right?
Right. Yeah, like I threw that out. I did the like orbs, and then I'm like, okay, back to God spot, I guess.
Yeah. That's fine. I get it. I don't think that was bad or anything. I will say one thing I didn't mention, but like this was a little sus to me, was just like, again, maybe a little, like, I don't know, just be more keen to want to find that wide cone of field of view, because like right here you're like just pounding bullets into this tank. Meanwhile, like we hear their tracer like running amok over here. Like you kind of just have no vision of what's going on over here. Right. So it was sussing me out a little bit, because you're just like shooting this tank, and while that's happening, like this tracer like almost gets your sojourn. Your mercy doesn't take a ton of damage, but like your sojourn took a ton. Like your venture is really low right here, and I think you might, I guess you're looking at them now, but that's kind of, again, just play like here instead of like here looking this way, just so you can see like the whole battlefield, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Determine where your presence is most needed. Okay, let me okay, so we have this position's really strong. Looking for the missiles over on this angle is really good. I will say, I think something you can afford to do when the cart's like really far back here, you don't have to only play on this side and go for like those Hail Mary, like I want to shoot 9 missiles, when you want to play aggressive and hold space, right? So maybe instead of every single time defaulting to this position, playing to hit like 9 missiles like this, we can maybe try to play a little bit more over on this side. That way, when it looks like our monkey wants to engage, or when we know that there's a lot right here, maybe you could just shoot your speed ring from here to like here to get your monkey to engage, and then kind of just fly aggressively, maybe double jump right here and try to just shoot like damaging missiles, right? Like you don't need to always be shooting 9-man healing missiles when the cart's like this far back, and you could be putting offensive pressure on them up here, because it's just getting us that free cart time while we're trying to take fights and slow them down up here, right? Like tempo good, like Cerebos, or like flashpoint type beat, like fighting them before they get to the point, like just that kind of idea. And you can really slow them down and just buy you a lot of extra free card space. And then you want to hop in a queue?
Yeah, sure.
I'm so hesitant to say something about the replay working, because I'm sure it'll make it crash, but it's actually, I don't know why it's working all of a sudden. This is awesome. The last thing I wanted to bring, are you back in the VOD?
Yep.
Okay. The last thing I wanted to say here is, I guess, I think you can be a lot more aggressive with the way you Juno ult as well. Because when the cart's right here, you Juno ult from here, like down this path. What if we like maybe had started ourselves over here or something? That way, like maybe we Juno ult from this direction, or Juno ult from right here this way or something, right? You don't have to always just go like, I guess, just straight down main, right? Especially because of the healing that it provides for us. Maybe if we Juno ulted from here, we could Juno ult this direction, and instantly we will be on them and be able to double jump around this corner and shoot damage boosted missiles right here. Where if we Juno ult from this far away, a lot of the times, like, they're just going to be able to kite away and break your line of sight, and you're going to not be able to get like the big damage boosted missiles, right? Because Either they just move really fast, or yeah, see, like you hardly got any missiles off at all right there, right? And I guess maybe that's a bit because you were scared of the high noon, right?
Yeah, I
But,
heard the high noon, but didn't see him. So
yeah.
yeah,
But,
yeah. My
like,
thought there was just like, oh, I see the Orisa hop down and commit. Let me just like try to send it. Like I saw her fall off that ledge. Even if it wasn't the best spot, I guess.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But I guess the main thing I'm saying is that, like, just position more aggressively, even then, because like if you're up here, that's not even going to be something in your mind, right? Like you're not even going to see her. You're going to be like, she's going to jump down. You're going to just jump around this corner and damage boost, hit them all, right? Especially because like
my ult more. Like the reason that happened so fast like that was because like I saw her hop down and I'm like, oh, I could use ult, instead of like thinking like, oh, ult's coming up, what do I want to do with it, you know?
Right. Yeah. Good. Just putting yourself in like proactive positions, because yep. Yeah, the heal.
I was gonna say that's a thing I don't do enough, is like, okay, I'm X to ult. What do I like? How do I start getting ready for it?
Yeah, thinking about your ult before you actually have it. That's a very good thing. It's a good, important thing to do. Are you really gonna make me coach you in quick play? Okay, but you better be playing Brig.
One small step at a time.
Oh my gosh, Juno on this map. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said Juno on this map. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Are you thinking? I don't know. Are you thinking it's time for double jump and fly to the top of the Empire State Building?
I love double jump and fly to the top of the Empire State Building.
Okay.
This is genuinely one of my favorite. Like this might be my favorite Juno point in the entire game. Like, just like flying over that train is just so much fun.
Yeah, I love that.
It's such a good angle to like speed your
Kinda
team
like
through main too.
Hollywood
It's like so
1
nice.
too. Like Hollywood
Oh
1.
yeah, I can see.
But people look at that sometimes, which is annoying.
I hate when people perceive me.
They did it.
Well, good adaptation. Unfortunately, you didn't get to do the funny, but good to not force it, right? You know, adapt to the. If that Malga wants to feed his brains out, you know, let him. All right, go shoot some missiles at your team, quick. The cart pushes itself to the door. Yes! Oh god, what have I done? Why is there a Malga there?
What is he doing?
I don't really know, but please do not fly in front of him when you have 50 HP.
We got through them all.
Good job. I love that. There's some I talk about this a lot, and I think a lot of you will probably know this, but like there are a lot of maps in the game where the cart moves automatically through certain checkpoints, right? Eichenwald's another really good example. You know, on Eichenwald, after they cap first point, sometimes when I'm on defense, I will call to take a fight before the gates open, right? And it's basically just because it's like a free fight, right? Like there's a lot of well, even after they win the fight, like they have to wait for like the doors to open and the cart to start moving again and that sort of thing, right? So you can be really, oh god, we're ulting. You can be really aggressive with forcing fights in that situation. It's the same with like it's the same with like Eichenwald seconds and like the gates getting broken,
coming in and
right?
out of my house.
Well, you carried the fight. Good job. Honestly, that was fine. That was like I like the Juno ult into the cage, and the fact that they Juno ulted too. Like even if they win, that's just like, I mean, whatever. They committed both their ults. If they want it that bad, they can have it. So honestly, I got nothing for you. That was good. Also, I heard someone in your backgrounds.
Yeah.
Is that the old ball and chain?
No. It's his brother who's visiting.
No.
He's just leaving.
Okay.
Why are you still following me that way?
So one kind of small thing that I've noticed has happened a few times this session. If you've got like a few of your, even just 2 or 3 people on your team that's just taking a ton of damage, don't be afraid to just like missile them, right? Like when you when you had your Ashe and your Ana in front of you like that, and you're just like bouncing shots between the 2 of them, I'm pretty fine to just do one of those, like that, just like a tempo missile, and then walk away from him and be like, yo, you just got your burst healing and your healing over time. I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna go take this high ground so that when I engage, I can engage with my speed ring in my next cycle of missiles, right? Like don't feel like you just need to like pump mouse one after mouse one after mouse one into them, right? Of course, depending on like where the card is, right? Like the card wasn't even around the corner, so we were kind of just chilling at that point. Speed her, please! Speed her! Why do you want your Ana to die? Rest in peace, Your Ana. I mean, you had good positioning there and everything. Just gotta try to stay a little more cognizant of that. Watch your cooldowns. Know when they're coming off. I was actually hoping you would do that. Get on cart. Oh, that's fine. Good job. Yeah, that was clean. Destruction. The only reason I said get on cart there was just because I noticed no one else had, so I guess it was probably didn't fucking matter, but it always susses me out a little bit. I do not like this Juno skin. Do I just not like the way? Why does her face look like that? Why are her eyes so big? It's kind of scary looking.
Ooh, malevolence. That's an.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't think I do. Do they all look like that? I mean, her like icon doesn't look like that. Press tab for me. Yeah, like she looks pretty normal right there. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
What data were you collecting?
I was literally looking at her little icon of Juno's face. That's all.
Oh,
I'm very focused, as you can tell. Yeah, fuck that Genji.
yep.
Good missiles.
Yes, keep shooting at me, Malgo, not the Sigma who's running answer.
I actually kind of hated. I actually hated too, Gorilla. No, it's funny you typed that because literally one of the first times we ever did a live coaching together, I complained about it and I was like, I don't know how you do this. It looks so funny. And he was like, I'm actually colorblind, and I was like, oh, my bad.
My ultimate is almost ready. And see you.
Or Ash.
Yep. Some people are simply just born bad. Gilbert.
I didn't need to do that.
Right. So like, I mean,
heard the
it's-
nano.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
need to do that.
When I'm on defense specifically, I do try to be a little bit more patient with my ults, especially. Oh my gosh! Holy fuck! Wait, you're so smart. Wait, you're actually so smart. That was so sick. Dude, he's actually a fucking 5-head. That was awesome. He flew so high so that the cage didn't lock him in, and then he got the missile onto the Sigma through the cage. Dude, that was actually sick.
Unfortunate.
I'm actually so cheesed right now. That was so good. That was so good on the cage.
Oh,
That was
like
awesome.
flying over it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks.
Fuck. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. I don't know, something about Gilbert being born bad. Anyway, Gilbert, do you know about the Delta Force seal? I know that Malga Cage is a cylinder, alright, bro? Eat me. Oh, I was talking about ulting on defense. That's right. That is just you. That is just not true. Sometimes you get selected for extermination. That's okay. Okay. Let me save the thoughts.
Welcome to orbit.
W. Oh, get stay inside it. Don't run away from it.
I thought I was good enough health.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was fine, but I mean, I wouldn't.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because like, if
My
you just
thought
get
was,
stuffed
like,
in the choke by the Malgo, right? Like,
yeah.
that was really good. Let's just run one more. Let's run one more.
Okay.
What I was gonna say about ulting early on the defense, just you gotta think of it like it's a carry ult in the sense that it's a nano even. It's really good at regaining your ult economy, right? So
Right.
being really proactive with it on defense when both teams have a ton of ults, it just loses a lot of its value because if both teams have 5 ults and your ult's the first one that gets used, you're not helping your team build ults. Where maybe if you win a fight with 2 of your ults, you can use your ult in the next fight to kind of come back and swing the economy back into your favor, right? Where or even just hold it like even more patient, like, and even if you do use it first when your team has 5 ults, at least make sure that they are going down an ult too, right? Like make sure that they engage with something and then you're using it to counter that.
Yeah.
Obviously there are exceptions, but as a good rule of thumb. Hey, look! Oh my gosh, we're just getting all the Juno maps. Love that.
One small step at a time.
This is actually not epic, believe it or
Anyway, moral
Media
of the
map is
story.
bad for Juno,
All I was talking
so
about
it's
was
tougher. You can
Chicago's
put down more
awesome.
flaws.
I have no quarrels with Chicago. I had a great time in Chicago. I loved the subway. I loved the buses.
Do not worry.
I loved the cold and the wind. Chicago was awesome.
I'm glad to hear she hasn't.
To go with Apollo. Oh, hey, look at me. I'm Apollo. I'm in Chicago. Anyway, here's my scalp. All right, whatever. Grow up. We're focusing on Volants right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commences.
Why are you going to a concert in Chicago on a Sunday, dude? On a Sunday. Anyway, here's my scalp.
Thank you.
I heard him. I know where he was.
Okay, nice. Really good job. Okay, I will say... Not that. Milo. Milo, get out. Go. Not right now. Sorry, Milo's freaking out. Ah! Also, what did you choose? Ah, quit it. Quit it. I guess I'll have to save my thought for later. That was a little sus. Oh my god, missiles of the day though. Okay, that was a really good ult. Juno ult's just so good against Kiri ult. The only thing I really want to say is just like basically vomit all your abilities. Like after you respond to that Kiri ult with your ult, just like use your speed ring and then go for those missiles, right? Because your team wants to, you know, you're gonna want your team to go in anyway, right? Your Zarya was right there with you. Just get her more involved faster. Okay. I know what we're gonna talk about after. Huge missiles. Really good bullets. You're doing a really good job playing those wider field of views and finding those massive missiles. Playing far back. This is really good. He's dominating right now. It's true. Millions must be
Probably
missiled.
could have sped him.
Probably. Oh my gosh! Again, good. Like those are like that's like really good tempo missiles. Cooldowns, cooldowns, cooldowns. My mic's not muted or unmuted. Okay, that was really, really good. I'm just gonna be a little nitpicky here. The only thing I would have done differently is like when that Zarya was like really far away from you, I know the Cassidy was looking at you, but I would have been a little bit more keen to like try to fly towards her a bit just to, you know, account for the fall off. Really make sure you're getting her all the healing she can get because of how high charged she is. Oh, honestly, oh, fucking shit.
What are you doing?
Dude, destruction.
take Shatter for fucking any day of the week.
That was good. I'm rocking with all that. I like the attempts and everything, right? And that's kind of what I was just gonna talk about before. Like when your Zarya has high charge, like really she is like the raid boss, right? Like you can just everything should be all about keeping her alive there. So like be more aggressive on the heals when she's far away. You know that ult, I'm loving it. Okay, I've mentioned this a few times. Make sure we're just cleaning up the order that we're using those abilities, right? Like when you're standing on those boxes like that and your Zarya is in the choke, like you literally flew backwards, used your missiles, and then walked forward and used your speed ring. Like you want her to walk forward with the speed ring because you're about to go for those big missiles. So you want her to go forward. So use that speed ring to be like, you know, mind control or be like, oh, there's a speed ring. I'm gonna walk in and then go for those missiles, right? He's using this high ground really well. Oh, he's so passive though. Like when he speed rings like that, like we could. He's just not. He's not using his abilities in tandem with one another.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, she did not want you to be alive.
Friends got Shatter.
Oh, good heavens. Oh. Destruction. Great missiles. All right, nice, good job. Okay, so we're doing pretty well. The biggest thing I want us to focus on this defense is just going to be finding those really powerful god spots that we can kind of just sit in and overlook the entire fight, and just be keen to hit those massive missiles while we're playing those positions. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll be really good on this point, or on the defense.
Those last couple fights just felt awful because like if it was on our side that little lip the high ground, then like I'm staring down at the Zarya, which feels weird and awful, and then like on the opposite thing, like then I can't see anything. Like if you know like their side of the high ground.
I think the main thing you needed to do was just be more aggressive with your positioning. They weren't really sending a lot of people up top to contest the high ground. So like maybe instead of standing on like the really defensive lip, like you could honestly stand on the lip like above where they were, right? Like, which is like, you know, it's really aggressive, but you know,
yeah.
Make them prove
I tried that in the
get you off
beginning,
it.
but like I felt like I don't know, I couldn't see any of them or whatever, and I felt kind of
Yeah.
two up there.
I have a few fights we'll talk about in the replay that
Okay, cool.
should help. And then one other thing, in addition to standing in the really powerful positions in front of the missile, just make sure we're using our abilities in tandem with one another,
Yeah.
right? Like if you use your speed ring to mind control your tank to walk forward, so you can go forward and find big missiles, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Defend objective A.
I see an enemy.
Hello. Good. And they don't have a widow. Good.
Really?
It was a bit early, but right idea at least. Oh my god, the D.Va just ate all of them. Alright, it's a good pick. 4v5, we want a tempo. Tempo good. Good shit. We love tempo. Oh, missiles of the day! Missiles of the day! Unfortunately, they're all still alive, but we sure hit a lot of them with them. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That's. I didn't really hate a lot of that. I think maybe we kind of just got a little too far away from like our power positions and gravitated towards the open a little bit, but
Right.
I didn't really hate that death. Part of me wants to be like, okay, our brig's gotta pack us there, but like I can't tell him I think that because
Got my ult.
he's not allowed to blame his teammates.
When the TV uses flight, I think I'm gonna use it. Actually,
Okay, thinking about what I just told us on Midtown, how do we feel about that ultimate that we just used?
I mean, we only had the hazard, right?
Yeah, okay, sure. Well, I mean, not hazard,
excuse
but
me, yeah, whatever that
okay,
character is.
so now that I see your ult economy, I don't hate it as much as I did, but I think we could still be a little bit more patient with it, just to in the
Yeah.
in the sense of like they have a lot of ults, like let's try to maybe use it to counter one of theirs instead of using it like super proactively, right? Like I don't hate it, but I think it could have been a little bit more passive. My point is that it's like you like, okay, yes, Damon, tempo good and like taking proactive fights is good, but when you are dominating and you're on defense, you've got to think of it from like a, being max tempo isn't always the best thing when you're eating time off the clock, right? Like,
Oh no.
he just won a quick Juno ult fight. Like he used the ult and they won the fight in like 20 seconds. We took 20 seconds off the clock, right? Like, is that really that worthwhile when you've still got a minute and a half, right? Like, you can just slow it down and maybe, give them a little bit more space, make them walk in a little bit further, make them waste a little bit more time. Wow, wait, oh my gosh, wait, oh my god, Cryostorm of the day. Cryostorm of the day. Holy, he just killed 4. Oh my god, Cryostorm of the day. Holy, wait, this better be play of the game. That was crazy. You see what I mean though, Damon. You see what I mean. Like I said, I don't hate it, but I think it could be cleaned up a bit. I can't believe that didn't get play of the game. We're gonna have to. All right, I'll tell you the few things I want to tell you, and then we'll just coach that guy instead.
Oh, okay.
Not that he needs it. He's obviously already perfect, but you know what I mean.
Like it's dissecting for the rest of us, right?
Right.
Like
right.
how to cryo freeze that one.
Yep. All right. Okay. Just a few things I want to talk about. Can you ski my stream? Okay. So first things first, similar to what we were talking about on Esperanza, I really still want you to just think more about locations you can double jump onto, land, and then double jump again, just to get like that little bit of extra height, right? So for example, you played a lot right here. If you're speed, like if you know their team's playing around here and your team's right here and you want to get them to this choke, what if we just stand like right here, double jump onto this car, speed that corner, double jump again, fly over this roof, missile, right? Like always be thinking about, all right, if I double jump onto this thing and then land, I can double jump onto this thing and then land, which gives me another double jump, so lets me go up to here, right? Like always just think about like those small like incremental places you can double jump to get you to those higher locations, to find you those bigger line of sights, to go for those bigger missiles, right? That was a big thing on the second point too. And then also similar to the Esperanza game, just finding those god spots where you can just sit in here and just like, hey, I'm standing here and I'm double jumping here and I'm shooting missiles like this, or hey, I'm over here and the cart's right here, I'm shooting missiles from up here in the skybox, right? Like, it's especially when like you're holding a position and they have to push into you, right? Like it was on the Esperanza, they're trying to deny the checkpoint, they have to push into you. You've got they're trying to contest the points, you're standing right here, they can't really take the time to like, they don't have that luxury of the time to stand around and to get you off this location, because you're just shooting the massive missiles from up there, right? Okay, and then really honestly the big things I just want to talk about this game is I just want to talk about a few of these fights right here, and just how we better use our cooldowns and like in the order that we're using them in. Okay, so right here, for example, our Zarya is in the choke, you double jump up to here, their cast just rolls right there. And okay, we're melting. Instead of like holding S right now, because there really isn't much reason to hold S right now. Like we've already got all the space, we've got like a strong position right now. What I'm thinking about doing right here is like, I want our team to go in and I want to start cycling my cooldowns basically. So if I'm standing right here, I see our Zarya has good charge, like our Mei's got, like we have some good space here, our Mei's fighting over here on this left. All I'm gonna think about doing here is I'm just gonna shoot my speed down here so that my Zarya gets the speed and she sees the speed and they're like, oh, okay, now I want to go forward, and then you can look for these missiles, right? Because like right here, it's kind of what we were talking about earlier. You use your missiles, you fly backwards and then use your missiles, and then you speed, right? Like it wasn't as bad here as like the first time it happened, but like I would much rather us speed to engage and go in proactively, and then that lets you go in, and look for, just be more aggressive with your missiles, right? Maybe you speed here, your team walks through the choke point, and then you actually get to fly forward and shoot the missiles, where here you kind of flew backwards, missiled everyone, and then tried to speed in, right? Like I just think that order can be flipped around and will be a lot more consistent, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a gross amalgamation of, use your, like, I think the last time we talked about it was like, use your cooldowns, like, on cooldown almost, and like, me not remembering to do it still, and then like, I remember like a half a second later, so I'm just like using it at a weird time.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And then even like so like here, like I can tell this is one of those situations that was like really fucking awkward, because like your Zarya is like under you and you want to use this high ground, but also at the same time like you don't want to concede this high ground, right? Just like I like that speed ring, and it's unfortunately no one on your team's trying to contest this cast on the high ground, so you can't really like speed here and then like fly forward like this, just because this guy's gonna shit on you. But maybe you could try to fly like more towards over here, or at the least like if your Zarya's playing under you here and like out of your line of sight, maybe you could just try to be a little bit more aggressive on this cast individually instead of just trying to like hard stare at the Zarya, right? Because this cast, he's the only one playing up here, everyone on his team's playing the low ground. Maybe if you are just keep like double jump, glide a little bit so you can put some damage, stay close to the corner obviously so you can break line of sight if you need to, but just like any damage you put on this guy is like permanent basically unless like the Kiri like TP's up to him, right? Because he's, you know, alone up there. So maybe try to bully him off this, and then once he's bullied off, maybe then you can jump over to this high ground and look to try to, you know, play like this space again like you were earlier.
Mhm.
And then honestly, the last thing I really want to talk about before we call GG's is you know, funnily enough, we were actually talking about this earlier in the session, was just thinking about your ults before you get it, right? And how you want to use it. Like when I'm going into this fight as Juno and I'm 86% ult, I'm, you know, my brain's like, I have this ult basically, like how am I going to best position myself to be in a position to use it? So you should already be thinking about that. And okay, so like your Zarya gets slept here, you're 89%, that's a good speed ring. Good dodge on the cast, right? Like all this is good. This shatter comes out, you're 90%, one good missiles, and you have this, right? So when this shatter comes out, and you know your Zarya's high charge here, you just got to be more keen to like fly forward here and either like try to get like a better angle to heal them from over here, or what I would be trying to do, I would just try to be flying over here in missiles, because if you shoot your missiles right here and you hit a bunch of people and you have ult, you can basically just hit that ult as soon as you have it, right? Like right. I don't remember if you all hear, because like yeah, like look how long your Zarya is living right here. She's like still alive, right? Like we could have been so much more aggressive, because and it's also it's Juno, all right. Like if we use it really aggressively, it's gonna start healing us up too. So it doesn't really matter that you're going in super aggressively to try to finish it off, right? Because like yeah, like here you're flying backwards. You started this fight with like 92% ult. You're 97% ult, and look how far back you are. Like this is a good grab by your Zarya. We somehow have recovered from the shatter, but we're like actually just in Narnia. Like we're like playing like we're you just stopped to grab the mega, right? Like you are just playing completely and totally terrified. Like yeah, you kind of roll this tracer somehow, but you see my point, right? You like were not thinking about that ult before you actually got it. Like we were just playing that fight way too scared. You were not playing that fight like someone who started with 92% ult. Right. Well, all right. Well, good way to end it. The game finally crashed. Wow.
Bad way to end it.
No, that's the I do need to see the cryo block. Fuck. Okay. Now I'm on your stream. Get in the replay. Let's see it. Let's see if you crash too.
Yeah, let's see who can make both of us crash. Yay!
That's all, folks. All right. Well, GG's. You know, big thanks. Honestly, your cooldown usage was really strong. Just what I mentioned about finding those really powerful god spots, being willing to play on them. Always double jumping to, you know, just gradually take space and take new high grounds. And then just like I guess intentfulness with your ults, another big thing too. But you played really well. That did not look like a 38% win rate, Juno. So
yeah, that's how I think I've been playing, and just I don't know, pooping myself, I guess.
Yeah, that's as one does, of course. All right, GG's, Villains. Catch you later.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bye bye.